Ha! Welcome back, everybody, to Bean Talk. Another episode, another penny. I don't know. Okay.
Another day, another dollar. That's what you're looking for.
How do you mess that up?
I was gonna. I don't know. I don't even know what I was gonna go with this.
Penny for your thoughts.
Okay. There's something I really want to talk about. I'm trying to convince my mom to let me go to the Olympics this year. And
Where's the Olympics? Oh, Japan.
That sounds expensive.
Yeah.
It is, but I think I have enough money to go.
No.
You're a child.
I have $2,500. You think that'll be enough?
Can I have some for my scholarship?
No, maybe for like a ticket, but like.
What do you mean a ticket? A ticket's not $1,000.
I'm telling you, plane ticket.
Oh.
Plane ticket, Olympic.
Yeah, you can't drive there.
How much would a plane ticket cost?
Like
I have no experience.
Well, actually, plane tickets have been like on the cheap right now.
Larson, you have traveled.
Yeah, Larson's the only one here that's probably traveled out of the country.
Yeah, if you wanted to go to Japan, you probably spend in the $1,000 to $2,000 range for a round trip ticket. It's very expensive.
You gotta get the frequent flyer miles.
Maybe if you're lucky, you might be able to get something like that's like 800 or 900. But
actually, did you guys know? Fun fact. I know this is nothing really correlated with anything, but actually, every Christmas, apparently, Japanese people buy KFC and eat it at their house.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about that?
Yeah.
That's another reason why. That's one reason why I want to move.
Why?
I have no
idea. I
don't
know, man. Apparently, it's tradition to eat KFC in Christmas.
Like not just fried chicken, but like specifically KFC.
Exactly.
Yeah, KFC.
Yeah,
like,
they have delivery.
Wow.
They have a whole special family
They have
meal.
so many commercials over there. Have you ever seen a commercial of KFC during Christmas here in the States?
No.
Never.
Exactly. Well, that's why. I don't know, man.
They don't bother.
They must love their. Dude, I don't like KFC. It's too greasy. When I want fried chicken, I go to Albertsons and get their fried chicken.
Yeah, I'm a big Albertsons fan.
You know,
lately.
when I go to fried chicken, when I want to get fried chicken, I just go to I don't eat fried chicken.
Oh wow. Okay, Gerardo.
Have you guys had Roscoe's chicken and waffles, dude? It's the best.
No.
it's very good.
Have you ever had beans, rice, and carne?
Of course.
Oh, talking about carne Saturday.
When you eat Roscoe's chicken and waffles, I either take a nap afterward.
It's a lot of sugar.
A lot of sugar,
Is
a lot
it
of
good?
fat.
I don't know because
a lot of everything.
chicken and honey. I don't know.
It tastes really good, believe it or not. It's delicious.
Very good.
You probably don't want to eat that every day for sure, but
bro, my family has a long line of diabetes. People with diabetes.
You'll probably be all right then.
Are you sure?
Well, speaking of KFC, did you guys hear about the KFC console? Is that real?
Console? Wait, a console?
Yeah.
What the?
You didn't hear about the KFC? Like they're making a video game
Well,
console.
no, I heard about. Actually, yeah, I heard about it.
It's the and they have a yeah.
Are they gonna legit be like playing like real games? Like,
Yeah.
Like,
They already got a couple games slated to be on there. I don't know if you heard of Genshin Impact, but that's gonna be on there. They have KFC has their own video game. They made a dating simulator where you're like this up and coming chef, and then Colonel Sanders is in your class.
Mario
you fall in love with him.
Mario
And
Techno.
then you have to date Colonel Sanders, and there's like a giant chicken
you're
nugget.
A 15-year-old.
Of course,
girl?
yeah, you're a 15-year-old girl. You just gotta send to the culinary school. And who do you know? Colonel Sanders has 7 secret ingredients. You gotta find them all.
Just think about it. You're trying to learn how to fry chicken, and some like 70-year-old dead man just comes up to you, he's like, "Hey there, girl."
Is he dead?
No, in the game he's super young and like hella buff.
Oh.
But it's actually like developed and produced by KFC. I thought it was hilarious.
But it's
does the plot develop after a while?
Yeah, it's pretty.
I don't
it's
like how you
funny.
say
Wait, how do you know about this?
I don't like.
I played the game. Once I heard about it, I obviously bought it.
Okay, obviously, as one does.
It's free. But I did play it all the way through.
Talking about fast food restaurants that make you fat and obese and make you have diabetes and die boy.
They don't make you. You go eat there out of your own volition.
Hey, exactly. Well,
let's talk
actually,
about
everything
Burger
about.
King.
Hold on. Before we talk about Burger King, what Andres said was a really good point. But McDonald's, apparently McDonald's and Burger King as well. We
didn't hear you. You freaking pointed the mic away from you. You smart.
Smart Alec is what we're gonna say.
Come on. No, Larson, did you actually
cancel him?
No.
I didn't delete it. Calm down. I didn't delete it, but I have to bleep that.
Oh, can you like cut
just
out
was
the part where I'm
marking it.
screaming?
You're able to
'cause
bleep
I
real
actually
time?
thought
Yeah, you guys, you really got this. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, and I thought I cursed.
I'll
Come
fix
on
it in
now.
the mix.
Well, I was complimenting your smart, delicious buttocks.
Don't finish that. Don't finish that.
Buttocks.
Don't
I don't know.
Stop.
No, I don't know how to say it.
What were we talking about? We were talking about McDonald's.
No. Actually, McDonald's and Burger King apparently they lay something on their burgers so it makes it seem more addictive.
Really?
But yeah, legit. That's what like people like. If you ever seen what's it called? Super Size Me.
I heard that Super Size Me was like fake. That people were like it was like overly exaggerated.
Really?
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
there was
news
like a
to
big
me.
controversy. I saw recently. We were talking about like, oh yeah, like back in middle school, all the little teachers loved this movie, but
Yeah.
they I forget the details, but it's on YouTube somewhere.
I really
I'll
don't
link
care
it after,
if
I
it's
guess.
if it's like
It was
that.
a good movie. It was fun to watch,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
a lot of documentaries are fake as heck.
There is
Yeah.
an ingredient called monosodium glutamate, and monosodium glutamate has been known to have addictive properties, but it's not addictive in the same way like
Crack
heroin
cocaine.
is addictive.
Is it
But
like
actually, if you want to hear something crazy,
ooh,
sugar is more addictive than heroin.
Really?
They should ban it.
Yes, except you just don't have withdrawals when you go off sugar.
That's
I mean, you
true.
do have withdrawals.
That's
People get
true.
grumpy and cranky and
Whoa.
sorts of stuff, but
it's true.
All right, Larson. I mean, Andy. Let's start our sugar empire.
Our sugar
Sell
empire.
to those sugar crackheads.
I was gonna say we should as a group stop taking sugar and see how that goes.
Oh,
I'm
you're
down
right,
for
because
that. I'm
I
down
don't
for
know,
that.
man. I don't know what was it, but before we started recording this, I was freaking hella energetic.
Is there sugar in like bread, like a loaf of bread? Does it have sugar?
Yeah,
it's
So I
complex
can't-
sugar.
I ate 3 bags of Skittles, so
that's
before.
no.
Carbohydrates break down into glucose.
Right.
Okay,
So if
no,
we're just trying to cut sugar, we don't have to go keto, right? That's different.
No, because yeah, that's different.
What about if
because
you eat a
keto's
very
no
ripe
carbs.
banana?
Keto's no carbs.
And the carbs are
Does
complex
that
sugar.
still give
Right.
you a bad sugar if you eat
Yeah.
a ripe banana?
But,
a
Like
really
keto
ripe
people
banana?
cannot
'Cause
stop
they're
talking
really
about keto.
sweet.
Yeah, so typically when it comes to fruit, they are also sweet, and so they have lots of sugar. But the sugar is tied up in the fiber. So an apple has a lot of sugar in it. And,
Don't eat
you
the
know,
skin.
almost as much as like a soda does. But it's slowly is let into your system as it breaks down from the fiber. It's not like where it's not refined sugar like what's in a Coca-Cola, and it just goes straight into your bloodstream.
Yeah, your body's like,
Oh,
oh
I
my,
see.
3,000 blueberries. How did you do this?
What do you mean?
I gotta save all these for later.
Wait, actually, speaking about heroin and drugs, did you guys know
Because I said-
Mexico?
I'm sorry.
Like the whole culture of Mexico is legalizing marijuana. So basically, in a nutshell, the cartels are gonna
Push for heavier drugs.
no, they're gonna lose business.
Well, see, this is the thing. I get why the government of Mexico is trying to legalize marijuana because marijuana is very easy to grow. And have you seen that one Joe Rogan podcast where they have that
Actually,
one,
no.
that one
It's not just because of
that one Joe Rogan podcast where he had that one guest.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, no, I've seen that one.
I don't know, but he had a federal police on from Mexico on there, and he
Oh,
said that
I actually have seen that one. Yes.
yeah, and he was
yeah.
talking about how they destroyed a bunch of marijuana crops and that marijuana is super easy to grow, so cartels would just
Well, he was
continue growing
the one with
marijuana.
the one with the game warden, or was that a different one? Or the actual cartel soldier dude?
I don't know, dude. Honestly, I don't know.
Oh,
Well, no,
They're
but
both
here's
interesting.
the thing. So you know how marijuana is illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So think about it. The cartels are the only ones that grow it. But if you make it legal, that means common people in Mexico can grow it and sell it by their own. Meaning they no longer have a monopoly, making marijuana less valuable to them. So
Exactly.
crime.
And then I think their
why don't
alternative
we
would
just
be
move
heavier
on to the
drugs,
next
don't you
big
think?
yeah,
Big-
but if you
big
think
cash
but if you
maker.
think about it, would a teen smoke more that generate a lot more income to the cartels?
I don't know.
Marijuana. Because cocaine, I'm gonna be honest with you, cocaine has been it's been in the decline recently. Because not a lot of people want cocaine anymore.
How do you know that, Gerardo? Do you work for the CIA?
Sources.
I don't know. Have you ever been? It's been a year already. Have you been to a party?
No.
Exactly. It's
Have
like
you?
no.
What the what?
Because COVID.
Exactly.
COVID, right? It's because COVID, and plus, I think
Oh, I see what you're coming
cocaine isn't as big of a deal as it is anymore. Mainly because there's an opioid, or there was an opioid crisis. I don't know if it's still going on. Is it still going on?
from. Dude, just go
Somebody
to the
like that.
mainstream
On a whole
Wilmington
different-
here and you'll see
Maybe it's
freaking
gotten
crackheads
worse
everywhere.
because times are hard.
Yeah. So
Isn't that
there's
normally
more
how
of
it
an
goes?
opium problem than a cocaine problem, and that's what they're gonna focus more on. Cartels are gonna focus more on opium, but it's like
Opioids.
opioids.
Bath
But
salts.
yeah, but you know how they started? Like the cartels that run marijuana businesses, they're gonna lose business and they're gonna they're gonna
Yes,
shut down.
Gerardo.
But
I don't know how that will go, honestly. Only time could tell.
But you want to know what
but there is a
what
very-
pot smokers go
What?
eat? They go eat Burger King. Speaking of Burger King, have you heard about the tweet?
Gerardo,
Ah,
that
this
was a bad
guy's- that
transition,
was-
but whatever.
Ah,
It was so
Oh.
obviously forced, but
Shut up.
Burger King.
Anyway,
Ah!
yeah, I don't know much about it, but apparently, Burger King tweeted, "Women belong in the kitchen." What do you guys think of that, Larson?
Why are you laughing?
Oh,
You asking me first?
I don't know. Anybody want to answer that? What do you think of this?
You're the host.
Okay, I'll just explain
Signal
what
someone
I
out.
I have a
think.
dark
Anyways.
sense of humor, so I find it funny.
Obviously, after at the follow-up article or whatever their claim was, they said that only 20% of professional chefs are women, and they're trying to push women going to culinary school and in becoming professional chefs. And I think Gordon Ramsay actually got some whiplash like a decade ago after trying to do the same thing. But obviously, he didn't say women belong in the kitchen. But feminists actually had a problem with him trying to bring women back into the kitchen professionally. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. Do you think they shouldn't have done it the way they stated?
It was a good
statement?
idea. It just seems like it was executed
misworded it wrong.
poorly, Yeah.
It's
I
like
mean, they got a lot
somebody
of clout for it.
But
Was
knowing Burger King nowadays, trying to be more edgy, they probably did that on purpose
I
because they
guess.
knew it would generate buzz. And as they say, all press is good press. Even if it's bad press.
Yeah, I bought a Whopper the other day.
I haven't eaten at Burger King in so long.
I remember hating it, but the Whopper was actually pretty good.
They used to have this thing called a fry burger where they put fries into the burger, and that's all I'd get because I'm broke. So instead of buying a burger and fries, I'd get the fry burger because it's a 2-in-1. But no, they had to take it out, and that's when I stopped going to Burger King.
This guy's genius.
Exactly.
It's frightening.
No, because I asked them, so what's the reason you guys took it off? And they're like, oh, because you can just get a regular burger and put fries in it. And I'm like, that's
Yeah,
more
you
money.
genius.
That's more money.
That's why it's a genius idea for them to do that.
It's sad.
I don't know, bro.
It's a
Fries
sad day
like,
for humanity.
don't really kids fries cost like 50 cents in Burger King?
No,
How much do they cost? I haven't been on Burger King.
51.
Oh, dude, I
No.
bought a Happy Meal the other day, and then it had Pokemon cards inside. It was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that. My brother really wanted to get a Happy Meal because he wanted Pokemon cards.
You know,
I don't know how the hell did we get here, man. We were talking about Burger King tweeting somewhat of a sexist joke, and then we got into like buying Happy Meals and
Happy
burgers
Meal.
and getting obese.
Ever just you ever just wonder what feminists are gonna go cancel next?
Yeah, it amazes me.
Yeah, because they went from canceling Mr. Potato Head to
Cancel
recently.
Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah, because apparently he was gender neutral or something like that, so you can't put a Mr. in for the potato that's gender
But
neutral.
there's also Mrs. Potato Head.
Exactly.
They don't want either. They just want Potato Head, non-binary Potato Head.
Yeah, it's weird. And
Oh,
then-
what's that skunk's name from the Looney Tunes?
Oh right, no, he
he
was
also
like
got canceled.
he was really what's the word?
Lappy Lapew.
Lip hue.
I don't know what
He's
that
a
was.
French
but
skunk.
He was a questionable.
it was
character.
it was a sexual harassment. case,
Yeah.
right? And now they're trying to cancel Speedy Gonzalez, in which I don't understand
Why?
because if you see the episodes, right, Speedy Gonzalez more trolls. He trolls other people. I mean, I when they first
Dr. Seuss
when
books
they-
are getting canceled.
well, yeah, as Dr. Seuss are also, but it's like, why are you gonna cancel a children's book? Children don't even know the concept of racism.
I understood
Yeah.
that the whole Dr. Seuss thing was kind of just blown out of proportion. I thought it was just like one bookstore was just taking them down, and then everybody it blew up. Then everybody starts make it a big thing about cancel culture. It was really just one bookstore, right?
Right.
Okay, so the point there.
But yeah, Dr. Seuss was a little racist, I think.
Really? Do you think that? Okay.
I mean, it was made in the 19. It was made those books were made in the era
Yeah,
where it's
different times.
Yeah, different time, but
they
it's
were
like
made in 1940s when we were all world. I'm just kidding.
no, but
uh,
it's like if you think about it. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but if you think about it, children don't know the concept of racism. They get taught the concept of racism.
Exactly.
So it's like, if you give a child a book about racism, he's not gonna understand. If anything, he might find it funny because oh, they listen to silicon characters, they must be nice and stuff like that. But like for example, Aunt Jemima, as a kid, we all thought, oh, it was just a sweet old black auntie.
Yeah, that was my favorite syrup.
Yeah, same here. But it's like the more you grow up and the more you learn about the dark past, she was actually a slave. And yeah, it's dark. It's dark. Yeah, but it's
I did not know that. Larson, what's your take on Aunt Jemima's syrup?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I think it's very poor quality syrup because it's actually not even made with maple. It's just high fructose corn syrup and other stuff. And
I see you're
But,
you're
and
very
so
privileged to
if-
have real honey.
the
That's what it looks
well,
like.
except not honey, but Maple syrup is pricey, but it's not terribly expensive. And the truth is it adds such a robust flavor when you use real maple syrup that you use less of it. Whereas with table syrup like Aunt Jemima,
More like corn syrup, no?
you gotta really put it on in order to get that flavor there. I can't really comment on it. I knew it was a brand that existed, but I don't know. I mean, what do you want to comment on, like as far as like the racial implications of it, or the quality of the product?
The racial.
Apparently, she was a slave or something.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, is I didn't think much of it. I guess now that it's been, I guess maybe you could say that the wool has been pulled over it has been taken away from my eyes, and I see how there's racial implications because of Aunt Jemima, but being African American, but and I guess there's a story behind it, but I'm not terribly familiar with it, and I really don't know what to say.
Okay.
If it is something that is a hurtful image, if it's an image of controversy that brings pain to people, then I don't see why it should be plastered on bottles that are all over the country and grocery markets. But I don't know enough about the topic to comment on it. But I would not be in favor of, having people's feelings hurt if they don't have to be.
Well, it's like the Confederate statues back in 2016. When you remember when they were trying to take him down, it's kind of like that, but
Oh, I remember. Yeah, it was like a Confederate general. They had a statue. Yeah, and then they took it down. It was a big thing.
yeah,
The whole erasing history.
Yeah, one side was like, "Oh, it's part of our history. You gotta learn from it," and the other side's, "No, it's offensive to us black people." And I honestly I don't know what stands to the take on
You
that.
see, there's a difference. Like for example, if they're praising the statue, which is like the main reason people would build a statue. At least that's how I think about it. If you make a statue, that means you're praising it, and you're memorizing and stuff like that, right? So when they built the Confederate statue, that means some people, I know, I think about it like this, like, oh, they're honoring and in forever memory of that Confederate person, right? But it's I can see why other people is like, oh, it's a part of our history. But you see, I go by the saying, we experience it, we suffer from it, we learn from it, and we move on from it. And we try not to make those mistakes again.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like
That's why we learn history.
exactly that's why we learn history in our schools, and we should probably like learn more about history. We shouldn't keep him up in a statue because people might take it the wrong way. But if they're gonna take it down, at least replace it with something even better. Like for example, how they're switching the Andrew Jackson film with Trinidad Bro, and they change it to the Harry Tubman. I honestly don't mind that. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't mind it. It's like, hey, if they're gonna, I mean, Andrew Jackson was known for like slaughtering multiple and like hundreds of Native Americans, where Harry Tubman was known for actually like saving and like freeing a lot of slaves. So I'm like, hey, if you're gonna take him off of of something that remembers him, at least keep some of their memories or some of their experiences, so we learn from him and we don't repeat him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I get
Yeah.
you.
So that's my take on it and stuff.
Anybody else has an opinion? Larson, Andres? No?
On
I don't know. Whatever. Just Gerardo just went a rant on Gerardo's rant.
I wasn't
Well,
around.
they
Oh, it
say
wasn't a
right,
rant,
history
no. Sorry about
is
I mean,
written
that.
by the winners, right? Did somebody say a bad word?
Yeah.
Oh no. What about Goya? Is that
Goya?
that those they make like canned products, right?
Yeah.
I remember there was a big thing here at our own site where they accidentally ordered Goya products, and I guess the company was like Trump supporters, and so there was a big dilemma here because they didn't want to give them out to the parents because they accidentally bought a bunch of.
Who takes the
Well, here
time
in
to
the club?
research
I
all
know,
this stuff?
right? I was
It's
like,
I had
that's so
no
dumb.
idea that
Andres,
this
Huh?
you're in the club?
Yeah.
this canned food
Oh.
company, and like who takes the time to research this, and also what difference does it make if they have a quality product? Then what?
Yeah, right. Separate the art from the artist.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Hitler was a. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
I'm just kidding. I'm
I
just
mean,
kidding.
let's like use
His art
In-N-Out
was
as an
bad, though.
example. In-N-Out's a
Yeah,
Christian
yeah, yeah.
company, but maybe perhaps you don't agree with Christianity, or you don't, but
Like
doesn't mean
Chick-fil-A.
that they don't make. It doesn't mean they make bad burgers.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is delicious.
I love Chick-fil-A.
I do too, but it's like they're anti-LGBT. So well, at least that's what people say.
Well,
Me personally, I don't believe it. But
Larson,
it's like,
you want to comment on that?
On what?
You want to comment on how most people get the misconception that that Chick-fil-A is anti-LGBT?
Oh, like they're homophobic?
Yeah.
I don't know enough about I don't know enough about Chick-fil-A to know whether they're actually explicitly homophobic.
All right, because as of now, because you remember there was like that 1 month where companies posted or like their logo was like.
oh yeah, that's
Like
Pride
the
Month.
game,
Oh, yeah, where they all
That's
put
Pride
the
Month.
That's where
the
they
rainbow
got all
flag,
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's June.
And
then-
Chick-fil-A didn't do that.
and then the month ends, and it's like, all right, let's get rid of this.
Yeah.
I always thought that was funny. That's why I don't like when people. There's always like a big movement, and then when people put that movement's logo as like their profile picture, I never understood like, because at what point do you just say like, okay, I don't care about this movement anymore, and you get rid of it? Like, I feel like it's just like bandwagoning.
Yeah.
Anyways, Chick-fil-A.
Like, remember the whole
did it.
blackout thing?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Funny thing is that I was talking to a person that did the blackout thing, and they're like, Black Lives Matter. Well, they legit swapped opinions because we're like, oh, black people are hurting Hispanics, and why should we help them? So they just like this, they just abandoned the Black Lives Matter movement. And I'm just like, well, isn't that kind of hypocritical? Because it's like, or isn't that you sounding like you're a bandwagon because you were a diehard Black Lives Matter activist, but as soon as they do one thing bad, or at least people from African Americans doing something bad that wasn't even part of it, all of a sudden you want to switch up. Like Andre said, it's like I find that kind of a bandwagon. It's like if you're gonna protest and you're gonna advocate for something you believe in, then you better believe in it. Unless there's hardcore evidence on why you don't want to believe it.
Well, I
anymore.
mean, you're allowed to change your opinion, right?
Yeah,
That's the
you
whole
are,
point
but
of having these discussions and
right, but if you
opening up.
shame people for not having the same opinion that you're having, and then all of a sudden you want to change your opinion, that's a whole different story.
I see.
You see where I'm coming at?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like how you're gonna bandwagon, what's it called? Slam my opinion, because I believe that it's not only African Americans. I feel like most of the minorities or us minorities are having a problem. Specifically, Asian Americans are having it the hardest right now.
You can cancel for that.
No, we can get canceled for it, but it's like, think about it. Asian Americans they're getting brutally murdered and assaulted just because, COVID.
That's true.
Yeah, right. And it's like, if it's, we gotta make it. We can't fight against each other. We have to at least align. It's like, hey, we all got our separate problems. Hispanics have the immigration problems, right?
Talking about immigration.
Oh, what's up?
Like the past 2 weeks, I just turn on the news and all I just hear is there's kids coming in the border without parents.
I am not surprised.
That's been going on for like a long time.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I remember during the presidential debate, Trump said, "Well, there's kids coming and there's kids coming without parents," and then Biden's like, "Nah, these kids are coming."
Oh, yeah,
with
and that's why
parents."
they were quote unquote being separated because they were coming without parents.
And now all of
And
a
the whole tent cities, right? Remember
Yeah.
it was tent cities when it was Trump, but now that Biden, it's like soft-sided like encampments or something like that.
Yeah. Exactly. Like what? Come on, man. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sounding like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, see,
We'll have to circle back to this topic.
me personally, it's like, I feel like Biden has potential to be a good president, but there's some people that are like, oh, as long as Trump's out, as long as Trump's out, he's perfect.
Well,
but that's not the thing.
Well, the
right?
thing that pissed me off during the debate was that when he said that kids are coming with parents, it kind of because I have a bunch of relatives that came here when they were kids, when
Yeah,
they
same
were
here.
12, when they were 17 by themselves. And what really pissed me off is when he said kids are coming here with parents, but that's not actually true. They come here with coyotes, as Trump stated, and just because he's Trump, people did not take his word for it while he was the president. Like that kind of pissed me off how people don't check these type of things. That just because a person has a bad reputation or a person is not known to be a good president doesn't mean everything's a lie. And I remember. I don't know, man. It just kind of ticked me off a little bit when I first heard when I was watching the debate, and I really felt strongly about that because I have experience with family members that they have come here. My dad also came here when he was 16 to work here by himself with a coyote. I don't know, man. That's just how I feel.
I have similar family members with that, and I feel like if you're gonna form a political opinion, at least listen to both sides.
Exactly.
Right? And that's what people, especially on social media, they're not listening to one side. They're just focusing on, oh, well, guess what? I'm a diehard Trump supporter. Well, why are you a diehard Trump supporter? And he's like, oh, economy? It's like, come on, you gotta, if you're only gonna, you gotta like look at more of his policies. Do you agree with him or do you not agree with him? And why don't you agree with him? Because if you're a supporter, then you should also hold him accountable for the things he does. Because if you're a supporter, then you want him to improve. And you want him to keep on running the country. Same thing with Biden. That's like back to what I was saying, right? It's like people wanted Biden, so at least from my knowledge, a lot of people wanted Biden just to get rid of Trump.
Yeah, it really seemed like people weren't voting for Biden; they were just voting against Trump.
Yeah, but it's like, why are you voting for Biden? And they're like,
Get Trump at all.
yeah. I asked a bunch of people, hey,
Orange man bad.
Yeah. I asked a lot of people, why would you vote? Why would you vote for Biden? And they're like, because. Orange man bad. And I asked this on Omegle too, because it's like, I asked it on Omegle.
People are still using Omegle?
Yeah, it's popping off, bro.
Lord.
People have become famous over YouTube just for using Omegle.
Exactly. But I asked a lot of people, right? At least about 20 people, on why did you vote for Biden? And they're like, yeah, because these, from what I remember, 10 of those people said mainly because they wanted Trump out, and then the rest, and then 5 of those people were actually gave nice policies. They're like,
how old were these people?
They were like, estimate 18 to 21.
So Gen Z.
Basically Gen Z, right? Because like if I see
I actually don't know what Gen Z is.
Gen Z is
Gen Z
basically
is
our
from
generation. 1995 to 2010.
So I'm
12.
Gen Z then?
2012.
Technically?
Yeah, because I mean you have like the same like sense of humor and memes as us. So yeah, that makes you Gen Z.
Tech-
Okay,
technically,
I
yeah.
guess.
I mean, technically. When were you born, if you don't mind me asking? What year?
I was born in 1998.
Yeah,
you're Gen Z,
You're Gen Z.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe, I don't know,
Hey,
maybe
I know
1999?
something new.
1989 maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's like, yeah, like 5 people said, like, they actually said, hey, I like his policies. I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then the rest of the 5, they were just,
Sleepy Joe.
yeah, they didn't know who to vote for. So they just went with Joe
Little
Biden.
pimp.
Just like how, I think 4 years ago,
Yeah.
some people voted for Trump just because they didn't want Hillary.
Wait, how
which
did we get political?
Actually, Antoine, I voted for Hillary.
Oh,
I was starting to become. That's when I first started learning about Republican ideals at the time,
right.
and it seemed like Trump was just kind of ruin everything. And
Right.
so the idea was that you would vote for Hillary, so that next election the Republican name would be a little bit better, and you can get like an actual Republican, like good Republican candidate. But that didn't work out. And then we got Trump, and so now it's going to be a whole lot tougher to climb that mountain and get some conservative ideas.
Right.
Yeah, it
there.
seems like a bunch
And
of
yeah.
conservative ideas have been shut down just simply because some people come from a conservative family or have some conservative views. Like even people in social media, like Joe Rogan, he agreed with a conservative, and then all of a sudden he got canceled.
Yeah, he's definitely more democratic
Yeah,
in his like ideas, but he agreed with some of the things like Ben Shapiro said, and then people just start labeling him alt-right or whatever, and it's so dumb. Like the identity politics
Ben
is
Shapiro's a
like
it's
I've
a
been
Nazi.
called a Trump supporter before just because I thought some of the policies that came out were not bad, right? And then
I mean, you could
people
be a
just start
conservative
hating.
and think some of the policies of Joe Biden could be good, and that doesn't make you
yeah,
liberal.
he's done some alright stuff, I'm sure.
It's just like
The
people
Keystone
people are nowadays are just too closed-minded.
1980
Like there's a lot of people I know that come to the club, right, that are very closed-minded. They're extremely closed-minded.
For like, can you give an example?
No, because it's a name.
With
No, not a
different names.
name,
Don't-
but like
don't share the
example,
names,
like
just
an
of the-
idea,
the
like
idea.
like
So
the scenario.
so I'll be talking to this one person, and we can have one of like the best conversations, right? We can be like, hey, we're like, we can be great friends, and then they're like, hey, what do you believe in, or what do you think about Trump, right? And he's and then that person would be like, oh, you support one of his ideas? Oh, I can't talk to you anymore. I'm sorry. Bye.
Guys, I think we should switch topics because if one of our if one of our own podcast members is falling asleep here, we're probably not going to be entertaining
You're right.
anytime soon. So let's move away from all this boring politics junk and let's talk
Larson.
about something a little more exciting.
Oh,
What? I
I
don't
just
know.
happen to be tired today, but so we've been going for 29 minutes.
Oh,
That's a long
That,
time.
that
Oh.
seems fair enough.
I've
that
watched
is-
2-hour podcasts before,
We're not
but
Joe
those guys
Rogan,
they were talking not about
all right.
politics.
Hold up.
though. Actually, guys, I have some very exciting news.
All right, last segment.
We actually have a sponsor.
What's the sponsor?
Not just kidding.
Damn
I
you.
wish.
Dude, I got excited.
Yeah, same here.
I wish, dude. I wish.
You know what? You know what? I'll sponsor you.
Right,
In my
sponsor.
dream.
I give you
Actually, we do have a
$5.
sponsor. Sponsored by me. Go follow me at a.mario1.
This guy, I will text this guy and he will never answer.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have a phone.
You don't have a phone?
No.
Imagine
Maybe
being
instead of buying a
broke.
graphics card, you should get yourself a little phone there.
You're
Phone's a
right.
good investment.
I'm thinking of getting a Google Pixel.
You don't even have to spend that much money. Get like an older Google Pixel.
Or you can get a cheap iPhone. They call it iPhone SE.
Oh,
Those are like
yeah,
the
but
cheaper
I don't want
alternative.
iPhone.
Don't get
I don't
iPhone.
want
iPhone is garbo.
I mean, it's not that bad. I've been both sides. It's alright.
But like when you
Dude,
spend
I-
that much money for a phone,
I
you
don't
want it to
want an
not be
iPhone.
not
No,
bad.
the thing is
you want
that-
it to be good.
No, the thing about
That sounds
iPhones is
weird,
that
but I
their
want it.
software is the same software throughout all phones. So it's like, for example, I can still use the iPhone 8. Yeah, I can still use the iPhone 8 and it still works perfectly fine. As
Maybe.
with Androids, they keep on upgrading their software constantly. So eventually you have to
But
move
it's
on.
still
It's I'm not saying it's bad, right?
they
But
you can download an update for the same OS. Like
well, yeah, but it's like I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's like you don't even need to get the newest iPhone to
you don't have to get the newest whatever other brand phone.
Well,
you
everything
either.
the Samsung 7, right, or Samsung 8,
Yeah. So the
It's-
S8 has the same software as the S20 does.
right? But is it getting in more updates?
Yeah, it's still getting it. Just got when they
Swear?
upgraded the S20, they upgraded
Swear.
the S8 OS. My dad has a Samsung S7, and that thing got the OS upgraded.
No, I have a Samsung 7 as well, but it's like that thing's
you
no
didn't get the
longer gonna-
update.
No.
No,
Dude, my
probably
dad-
because your phone is cracked, Gerardo.
Your phone's probably just
What
busted.
does what does
Your-
screen
your-
damage have
your
to do with
phone
the
looks
upgrade?
like a crack dealer.
Right,
has
but it's like,
gone
what
to
does-
some
jailbroken and stuff?
man.
Oh no! What does screen display have to do something with the software?
Dude. You damage the
It has
screen.
everything.
You could damage
No, it
the
doesn't.
part.
No, if
The
it's,
CPU stop getting certain signals.
no. Okay. That's like saying,
Look,
if I have a
okay.
scratch on my car,
No,
the
no.
engine doesn't work anymore. What's wrong with you?
No,
Well,
No!
how deep is the scratch?
It's just
Where-
a regular
where
scratch.
is it?
no, it's not a scratch. It's
That's
not
a
a
crack.
Deep
scratch.
scratch to make the engine not work.
Oh,
You could-
God.
you-
Gash at that point.
Uh,
Curtis, if you will.
I don't know. It affects not getting an update. I don't know what.
You
but
affect
like, when
not
phone
getting the
looks like that.
update.
You do not get an update. Or
There's,
either
you
that.
don't have to get Android too.
Or-
There's other,
yeah, there's other bands.
like you
as
said,
well.
there's the Google Pixel, and that's probably all I can think about. Huawei. What is that?
Yeah,
How
me
do you pronounce
personally,
that?
I'm preferring Apple, but it's like I'm not gonna get a new phone anytime too, because what I have is an XR, so that thing will last me for like
At least 5 years.
at least 5 more
Yeah,
years, right?
you don't
Before
gotta-
I'm forced to switch to a new.
iPhone.
No, back to what I was talking about, right? It's like sometimes like what I've noticed is that not Samsung, right? Like other Android phones, the Android doesn't really support them anymore, or it's like their phones basically they no longer get updates. Samsung is a whole different story because Samsung is like their own thing, right? But it's like also
Yeah.
same thing with Google, but it's like other like LTE phones stuff like that. You got to constantly get a new one, not like every year, but it's like they won't last you more than 3 to 4 years, mainly because
That's purely anecdotal.
yeah. I mean, hey, that's that. Oh, my bad. That's
oh
cool.
No,
my goodness.
Making more work for our editor over here. Just say heck.
All right, but like, hey,
What can you replace? Like
we can replace
remember-
you. No,
Well,
okay.
I think maybe perhaps if we had more organized content, then there won't be as much rambling, so there won't be as much.
all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
just
think
got
we're done for
roasted.
today.
yeah, same here.
We got some points across. Some points. Anybody want to share anything before they leave? A story they have.
Wait, why are you censoring that?
Wait, someone said a bad word again? Who said it?
I like how we always stop to point it out. We make it like a whole thing. Oh man,
we're
hey,
making
I
it-
think we should chalk this one up to what's it called? Like when you come back from a long hiatus, we're just trying to get back in the flow of things.
Yes, and if you're a company watching, please sponsor us.
Oh,
Well,
this
actually,
is
we
not
are-
the podcast.
We are sponsored. We're sponsored by Air. Do you ever feel out of breath? Do you ever feel like you need to constantly be breathing? Do you ever feel like your lungs aren't getting enough oxygen? Do you know what you should get?
Hey,
It's called O2 or oxygen. You breathe it in and it energizes you. You can inhale
I
it
think
when
it
you
needs to be
sleep.
a little bit more than just oxygen.
No, it's oxygen. Try inhaling carbon dioxide.
No, but can you breathe just O2 on its own?
Actually, yeah,
oh
I'm
my-
pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I genuinely do not know because I've heard of like O2 poisoning, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but it's
That's it. We don't know nothing about that topic. Anyways.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, that's our sponsor. So can we all get a shout
Okay.
out to Oxygen?
And if you're still
Thank you,
listening, thank you for listening. I really appreciate whoever's listening. If you're just someone new that's joining us, thank you. And don't
gonna go
forget to
watch that
subscribe, like the video to help the YouTube
You guys been
algorithm.
watching Soma Spiders?
Please.
No,
I'm
I'm
grateful.
gonna rewatch
I'm grateful
Your
for
Life
every
on
viewer.
Spotify.
Grateful for every like.
Yeah.
God bless. Amen. Adios.